5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
This is About Space, America's return to space, with news and information on our U.S. space program. Is your host of About Space, David Denault.
Welcome, and thanks for joining me today. As a youth growing up, did you ever play Spin the Bottle? Well, if you did, I'm sure you noticed how the bottle would spin and the top being the pointer. Well, what if you flattened the bottle, put a pin near the end, and then see how fast it could spin? Well, there's a company developing an orbital accelerator that would shoot a rocket into space without using any fuel. And I'll have that story next, as America and the world is listening to About Space Today. Is the weather outside cold and frightful? Then come on down to sunny Florida and the Space Coast. This is your host of About Space inviting you to our Winter in Florida beach package. Stay at the Best Western on Cocoa Beach, directly on the ocean, any Thursday, Friday, and Saturday nights. Plus, enjoy a full breakfast daily and all the amenities at this oceanfront hotel. And About Space will include 2 tickets to the Kennedy Space Center, a $128 value. Stay for 4 days and 3 nights at just $249 per person, taxes included, at the Best Western Oceanfront Resort. This is an exclusive offer for About Space Today. For information, call D&D Cruise and Tours at 877-747-8631. That's 877-747-8631, and let it snow. And come on down and visit Florida's sunny Space Coast. Welcome back. The company is called Spinlaunch, and they are developing a gigantic centrifuge that will launch rockets into space. Not 1, but up to 5 per day. Well, here's a report on Spinlaunch.
And with space launches growing year over year, several companies are looking for ways around the problem. From air-breathing rockets to reusable launch vehicles, there certainly isn't a lack of ideas for how to make space launches cheaper and more reliable. One company, called Spinlaunch, has just the idea to fix this issue. Their plan is in the name. They want to spin rockets up in a huge centrifuge to massive speeds and then launch them into space. The spin up takes about an hour to reach speeds upwards of 8,000 kilometers per hour. This is done in a vacuum chamber centrifuge to avoid air turbulence and vibrations. Once the rocket is spinning fast enough, the doors open for a split second and the rocket is released at a 35-degree angle. After the rocket is released, it travels up 61 kilometers, where a small rocket engine is ignited to bring it up to orbital speeds at around 28,000 kilometers per hour. If their plan is successful, it would significantly reduce costs, as a much smaller rocket, equipped with much less fuel, could still make it to orbit with the help of the centrifuge. Their goal is to lower the cost to launch a rocket by a factor of 20 to only $500,000 per launch. This may sound rather low, especially since the construction of the centrifuge and all accompanying equipment is expected to cost in excess of $80 million. However, Spinlaunch plans to do an absurd 5 launches per day. Most companies would struggle to do that many per month, which is why the idea is such a great one. However, getting to that goal won't be easy. The idea of spinning a rocket in order to launch it into space is an intriguing one. There is no question that the rocket and centrifuge experience massive forces that will certainly need to be dealt with for this idea to come to fruition. However, if this idea ever becomes a reality, it will make launching satellites to space several times cheaper than reusable rockets, like those of SpaceX's.
About Space will keep a watch on Spinlaunch and their progress for an orbital accelerator. And my special thanks goes out to my friend Marcus Chalfant in Charleston, South Carolina, who sent me the lead on this story. This Friday, join Dawn Meyer for another America in Space program and have your family and friends join us each week. Follow us on Facebook at aboutspace.today for launches and landings. And to all our listeners around the globe and here in the U.S., thank you for joining me. I'm David Denault, and this has been About Space Today.